At this time, I would ask that everybody rise for the singing of our national anthem performed by the MRH Blue Devil Concert Choir led by Mr. Nick Irvin. Please be seated. Parents and guardians, friends, families, Board of Education, fellow students, and most importantly, about to be graduates, welcome to the class of 2016 commencement ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the distinguished guests who are on the stage this evening behind me. I ask that when I call their name, they stand up to be recognized. High School Assistant Principal, Dr. Deanne Myers. Director of Alternative Services, Dennis Love. Board of Education Treasurer, Wesley Robb. Board of Education President, Nelson Mitten. Superintendent of Schools, Karen Hall. Assistant Superintendent, Roxana Meacham. Board of Education Vice President, Katie Kaufman. Board of Education Secretary, Maria Langston. Board of Education Director, Francis Schimelier. Board of Education Director, Reverend Ralph Posley. Board of Education Director, Ray Crater. Honorable Mayor of Richmond Heights, Jim Thompson. Maplewood City Councilman, Sean Falkingham. And I'm High School Principal Kevin Grauer. At this time, I'm going to direct everyone's attention again to the MRH Concert Choir as they sing MLK by Bob Chilcott. and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce our class of 2016 salutatorian. I now ask Marianne Hicks to come to this podium to address the audience.
As today marks the end of an era for our class, I would like to start by expressing our appreciation and gratitude of my classmates and I for our teachers, family, and friends. All of you have had a tremendous impact on our lives, and we wouldn't be half of who we are today if it wasn't for all of your help. Some of the people who have touched our lives in such profound ways have come into our lives more recently, while others, it seems, have been there for forever. No matter how big or how small your effect on us was, I would like to thank you for your time and effort on behalf of my graduating class. This tremendous occasion that marks the end of our journey through MRH, I want to take you down memory lane to when it all began. For my fellow classmates, I want you to think back to your first day. For the parents in the audience, I want you to think back to the first time you dropped us off or picked us up from school. For me, my journey through MRH started in the 3rd grade. It was the first day of a new school year, and at recess, I got up the nerve to join a kickball game. Now, I guess it had rained the night before, because as I rounded second base and was headed for third, I slipped and fell into a huge mud puddle. Needless to say, my clothes were ruined, and I ended up having to walk up to the nurse with a complete stranger. So, my first impression probably wasn't the best, and I have plenty more embarrassing memories. But I believe instances like these are what makes the journey so memorable. Looking out among the crowd, I see so many faces that evoke an array of memories, and I know all of us have our fair share of embarrassing ones. Our class has been through thick and thin together, from the time in elementary school when we couldn't run at recess, when we couldn't wear bandanas in middle school, or even surviving the frigid air conditioning that always seems to be running in the high school. We've been through a lot together, and needless to say, we've formed some pretty close bonds. Everyone's had their fair share of friendship drama. For me, it was ignoring Sarah for the entirety of the 7th grade. Now, I can't tell you why I ignored her, because honest to God, I can't remember. What I do know, though, is that I wouldn't have survived all these years without her. We've come to rely on and trust each other, and I urge you to look around at the people you've made memories with. Whether they are good or bad, those memories are the ones you will never forget. As high school has come to a close and we begin to go our separate ways, I want you to hold on to those memories. Chances are you won't be creating 2 more with the same people. Looking back on my high school career, if I had to go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. And I hope that all of my classmates can say the same. High school has been an experience full of growth and decisions, and now that it is officially over, I hope that for all of my peers, that it only goes up from here. One thing that I have learned from martial arts is that once you've accomplished something, it is not the end, but merely the beginning of a new chapter. I urge my fellow graduates to take what they have learned in the last 18 years and to create the life that you want to live. In less than an hour, we will officially be done with high school and moving on to bigger and better things. As our journey comes to a close, I will leave you with one piece of advice. We are all different people, which means we simply do things in different ways. Just like ever since my first day in 3rd grade when I slipped and fell in the mud puddle, up until now, I have created my own path and done things in a way only I can do them. As we go out into the real world, if you want something, go after it. Don't sacrifice who you are or what you believe in for someone else. You are in charge of your own happiness. Something that has helped me be successful up until this point is to work hard now to make it easier for later. It is my sincere hope that in 10 and eventually 20 years, when I come back to our class reunions, that all of you have found some piece of happiness. To all my friends and classmates, I am happy to congratulate you on your achievements. Class of 2016, we made it.
It is my distinct pleasure to announce the class of 2016 honors, scholarships, and awards. For the graduates, names I call, please stand and remain standing until all names are called and all awards announced. Sydney Adams. Truman State President Honorary Scholarship, Truman State True Merit Scholarship, Eckerd College Founder Academic Achievement Scholar, Maplewood Lions Club Scholarship. Ramon Agard. Elks National Foundation Scholarship, Washington University, Missouri Boys State Scholarship, Washington University Mesmer Scholarship. Joseph Biondo. Missouri S&T University Trustee Scholarship, Missouri S&T University Scholarship, St. Louis University Dean Scholarship, Maryville University Barrett Scholarship, Washington University Thomas Elliott Scholarship. Emma Bright. Webster University Centennial Scholarship, Webster University Academic Scholarship, Colorado Mesa University Academic Achievement Scholarship, Truman State University President's Leadership Scholarship, Daughters of the American Revolution Essay Contest winner. Sierra Carberry. Missouri State Dean Scholarship, Youngstown University Red and White Scholarship, Youngstown University Provost Scholarship. Faith Clark. University of Missouri St. Louis Chancellor Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Margaret Bush Wilson Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Multicultural Program Scholar. Angelo Di Lorenzo. Benedictine College Abbott Scholarship, Webster University Academic Scholarship. Maya Ernest. Harris-Stowe State University Volleyball Scholarship. Faith Ferguson. Missouri S&T University Minor Scholarship, Missouri S&T University Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Chancellor Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Community of School Oak Hill Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Margaret Bush Wilson Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis MSS Diversity Scholarship, University of Missouri St. Louis Multicultural Program Scholar, University of Missouri St. Louis Curator Scholarship, Vantage Credit Union Scholarship. Nicholas Gantz. Maple Day Scholarship, Maplewood Lions Club Scholarship. Isaiah Gray. Columbia College Chicago Create, Engage, Explore Scholarship, Maplewood Kiwanis Scholarship. Marianne Hicks. Webster University Academic Scholarship, MRH Board of Education Cornerstone Scholarship. Brianna Jackson. Webster University Academic Scholarship. Gabe Jackson. St. Louis University Ignatian Tuition Scholarship, Bradley University Dean Scholarship, Bradley University Out-of-State Scholarship, Truman State University A+ Recognition Scholarship, St. John's University Merit Scholarship, St. John's University Dean Scholarship, Drake University Presidential Scholarship, Webster University Leadership Scholarship, Webster University Centennial Scholarship, Webster University A+ Scholarship, Rockhurst University NAP Scholarship, Madison County Association for Home and Community Education Scholarship, Vantage Credit Union Scholarship. Gabrielle Catless. Lincoln College Academic Scholarship, Lincoln College ACT Scholarship. Kiara Kelsey. Missouri State Board of Governors Scholarship. Minya Mathenia. Mina Mathenia. Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville Cougar Pride Scholarship. Mitchell Matthews. Special Education Foundation Scholarship, Missouri State Board of Governors Scholarship. Alec May. Missouri Welding School Scholarship. Kendall Nelson. University of Missouri Columbia Diversity Scholarship, Missouri State Promise Scholarship, Maryville University Duchenne Scholarship, and Hyman Memorial Scholarship. Molly Newport. University of Missouri Kansas City Chancellor's Historically Underrepresented Minority Non-Resident Award, Maplewood Lions Club Scholarship. Romel Person Williams. Notre Dame College Wrestling Scholarship. Zachary Russell. DePaul University St. Vincent de Paul Scholarship, Webster University Academic Scholarship, University of Missouri Kansas City Chancellor Scholar Award. Sarah Robertson. University of Alabama Scholar Scholarship, University of Memphis Cecil H. Humphreys Presidential Scholarship, St. Louis University Vice President's Scholarship, St. Louis University Campus Housing Award, St. Louis University Enhanced Merit Scholarship, University of Memphis Non-Resident Honor Student Award, University of Missouri Columbia Curator Scholar Award, Kansas State University Honor Scholarship, Wichita State University Presidential Merit Scholarship, University of Kansas Midwest Student Exchange Scholarship, Ryan Hummert Memorial Scholarship. Jade Stimler. Charles H. Woodard and Beryl Griswold Woodard Memorial Scholarship, Cole College Trustee Scholarship, Cornell College Dean Scholarship. Ronald Stewart Gibson. Neosho County Community College Wrestling Scholarship. Christopher Tronacek. University of Missouri Kansas City Achievement Award, University of Missouri Kansas City Chancellor Scholar Award, Missouri S&T University Minor Scholarship, Missouri S&T University Scholarship, Missouri State University Board of Governors Scholarship, Maplewood Kiwanis Scholarship, Maplewood Chamber of Commerce Scholarship, Claude Uter. Webster Academic Scholarship. Ellen von Zimmerlin. AAUW Science STEM Award. Anna Weir. University of Kansas Midwest Student Exchange Scholarship, Gary Allen Baranya Memorial Scholarship, John B. Hardy Memorial Scholarship. Let's give all of the awardees a hand. Graduates, please be seated. Now it is my pleasure to introduce MRH Superintendent Karen Hall to the stage as she addresses the class of 2016.
Good evening. Members of the Board of Education, staff, family members, students, alumni, and guests. The word graduation has many meanings. It can be a grade, a level, a mark, or classification. Our graduation here is all those things and more. Today, we are celebrating the graduation of the class of 2016. Today, we are celebrating achievement, their achievement. That achievement was the result of their hard work, and it goes without saying, excellent teaching. Then, too, they have had the support of family and friends. Graduates, today is a special moment in time. It is a day that you will remember for the rest of your lives. It is a day when you can, without any loss of humility, be proud. Today is your graduation day. It says you have done well. It says you have overcome the odds. It says that you have taken a very important step towards the rest of your lives. So today, I welcome your family and friends to this special occasion. They are delighted for you and perhaps a little relieved for themselves. You have done what they expected of you. For every individual here today, this moment will mark something different. This is as true for the families as it is true for our graduates. It is true to the educators, the Board of Education, and for all the staff of the MRH School District. A grandparent will look upon this ceremony as a marvelous foundation stone laid to rest. A graduation is a marvelous moment in the life of a young person. As the senior member of a family, it is a great comfort to know that the generations who will come after you have such a wonderful start in life. Parents, too, will have their own reasons for rejoicing and for grinning from ear to ear. There will be much claiming up genetic credit and a sense of pride and even relief. There is no moment quite like it. The siblings that are here will be impatient to reach the highlight, which of course is the moment when their brother or sister crosses the stage. Someday in the future, that is always nearer than we think, they will be the ones taking the same steps. They will have the inspiration to drive them and experience to draw from. All of these things, these emotions and events combine to meet today. Unsurprisingly, it is an emotional and moving day. For our graduates, today marks a moment that they will never forget. This is always a fun day and one of great significance and, of course, celebration. Graduates, you are like tightrope walkers starting on your journey across the chasm of life. You know you could fall, but you have the safety net of a good education. That gives you the courage, the backbone to step out confidently. Your teachers are delighted that you have done so well, and they will undoubtedly be hoping that you will have long and successful careers. Perhaps we will see you in the papers when you do something spectacular, and maybe you will come back to us to talk about it to further generations of students. Alternatively, you might have the real success of living well, loving, and laughing much, and that, we hope, will be part of the future for all of you. Class of 2016, the MRH community loves you and is extremely proud of all of your achievements. You are educated and you have a world of opportunities at your feet. Grab them with both hands and believe you can make a difference in your world. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall. Let's start with who deserves the most credit here, our teachers. I want the high school teachers to please stand up. I'd like to recognize them in the audience. Thank you. Mrs. Donnell, stay standing. Everybody else can sit down. Mrs. Donnell, this is her final graduation. She's worked 26 years in the MRH School District. We will miss her so much, and we thank her for all her years of service. Thank you so much, Mrs. Donnell. It's my time to talk about the class of 2016, so when I think of them, I think of this phrase, how sweet it is when reality is better than your dreams. My dreams for all of you started about 4 years ago in theater when we met when you were in 8th grade. I appreciate you all more than you know, and you've continued to do great things for our school. We're not the same place we used to be, and it's because of you, your families, and our teachers. We've been put on a national stage for our academic growth. I get emails, calls, visits from folks all over the place about our school. But I always say the same things. Our students and teachers, they make it happen each hour. They're strategic, they're prepared, they're hardworking. It's about the depth of what we do within those hours and how we treat each other. Mr. Castle told me this one day about the class of 2016. I think it's the greatest compliment to you guys ever. He said, these kids, Mr. Grauer, they won't let you get away with being a weak teacher. They'll let you know, and they'll demand better. Even more importantly, class 2016, by and large, you are good to each other. And that example means a lot to our school. I love the fact that you can be who you are at our school with no fear of repercussions. No one judges you, and I like that. Now, soon-to-be alumni, I want you to think about this graduation being yours. It belongs to you, but it also belongs to a lot of other people. In fact, this statement may surprise you, but your life has never fully been yours, nor will ever fully be your life. We are taught to hold on to life in terms of these possessive terms. Think about it. How many times can you actually say, I did it? It was 100% me. No one else helped me or influenced me whatsoever. If we're honest with ourselves, we know there's always other human beings influencing us along the way. I hope today you take time to take stock and recognize all those that have helped you and show them you appreciate them. On the other hand, though, as everything in life, there's another perspective. It is about you. You had to go through some stuff to get here. You had to make decisions at times that were challenging. You had to listen to me every morning at 8:05. You had to earn 24 credits. You had to listen to Chef Robert at lunch. You had to hear Zach Russell blurt out random things. You had to hear Mr. Welker's stories, deal with Coach Spinks's intensity in class, work your tail off in Mrs. Dwyer's chemistry class, and hear Mrs. Carmen say, do it again, only better, and get through Mr. Dixon's government class. You get the idea. It is about you, but it's also not. This dichotomy, this duality of the exact same concept is going to be with you the rest of your life. Understanding this duality is a balancing act, and it makes you a well-rounded person. What may appear to be a single concept, it's never that simple. To reduce our humanity to that singleness is to deny the beauty and the fun of it all. I don't have time to mention every student in the senior class, so I'll pick a few that kind of help me gain perspective on the dualities of life. If it's true the happiest people are those who are the most selfless and giving, then Jaira Walker must be the happiest person I've met. Jaira is perpetually positive and delightful, and you'd be hard-pressed to prove to me that she's ever had a bad day. I observed her for 4 years embody the most positive form of living she could. She's always upbeat. She's always above the fray of the stressful living. She's always respectful. One day in the hallway, in my most cynical self, I asked her how she pulls this off, as if it was some sort of a trick. She let me know it was easy because of her faith. It led her, and part of that is her faith in the goodness of humanity that's always guided her. It's easy to see this when you meet Jaira because she's perpetually up, and that positive energy will be sorely missed next year. Jaira will be going to St. Louis Community College next year. Mr. Rizzuko is Logan Doring's cross-country coach. Now, I went to a few meets. I would distinctly hear Coach Rizzuko tell Logan, "Logan, pace yourself, because it's a long race and you'll need the energy at the end." Telling Logan Doring to pace himself is like telling Mr. Welker to tell a short version of a story. It's probably not going to happen. Every race, Logan started out in a dead sprint. Of course, after a mile, he'd slow down. He would slow down. He'd slow down even more. It was uncanny. Logan is impulsive. He's hyperactive. He's loud and stubborn, and sometimes he drove me absolutely nuts. I got on him about his grades for 4 years, and I never gave up. But I never fully reached him, and I'm sure he can verify this. Yet I'm still very proud of him because of other reasons. Why? He took risks to invest in the person he is and the person he will be. And many people are afraid to do this. Logan took up everything we offer here at MRH. We started a cross-country team, he joined the team. Logan sang in our choir, our R&B jazz band, he learned dance moves, he performed in plays, he spent his summers training with the National Guard. He is a very confident individual who took advantage of what we offer, and Logan, like all of us, has many sides to him. I appreciate him more than he knows. Next year, he'll be serving our nation in the United States National Guard. A second idea, seniors, is this. It's never over until you give in or you give up. And we're never a finished product as a human being, no matter how down we are. Jordan Johnson came here to school as a sophomore, and he was a bit, I don't know how to say this now, he was a bit wild. And I recall the first time I met he and his wonderful mother, Felicia, in Mrs. Donnell's office. I immediately did not like Jordan's attitude, his posture, his demeanor. He just rubbed me the wrong way, and I let him know it. I saw him sagging in his chair, and he seemed to think this whole thing was a joke, and he was just transferring here to have a little fun. Before he could say a word, I jumped down his throat and yelled at him, "We work too hard here to have someone come in and disrespect all we're trying to do. You better get your mind right before you come back here." In my tirade, I stormed out of Mrs. Donnell's office and I slammed the door. I went up to my office and said to myself, why in the world did I just do that? Well, to my shock, Mrs. Donnell and later Jordan's mother called me and said, "Mr. Grau, that's exactly what he needed." Jordan came in and he learned how to work and navigate school. He cared about his grades. He learned how to do things the MRH way. He had a few slips, but he taught me. It's never over, and no one's a finished product. Thank you, Jordan. I'm proud of you. Kennedy Dunn was the first and only student I kicked out of what's supposed to be a fun and enjoyable 9th grade orientation day. Mr. Love and I had enough, and we sent her packing. I recall telling Dr. Myers that day, "Dr. Myers, I'm not sure she's going to make it a week here." She gave strong attitude, anger, and flew off on a handle at a moment's notice, and she showed no signs of wanting to improve. To say she has come a long way is a huge understatement. I'm so proud of the person Kennedy is now, and I know she's overcome a lot. Kennedy, I want you to know I never forgot that day on September 22nd, 2011, and your brother Tristan, ever. I'm so glad you stayed here at MRH High School. You proved to me it's never over until you give in. You never gave in. I urge you to continue to live that way. Thank you so much, Kennedy. Another thing the class has taught me for sure is that I shouldn't judge everything from my own limited perspective. In fact, this is great advice for everybody here, because none of us as one person can embody the totality and splendor of the human experience, so we must rely on others at times for the pieces that we don't know. Dylan Kiefer is a super talented and supremely humble person. She can jam on the drums like nobody's business, and she discusses world events, philosophy, literature, politics on a depth that is shocking for an 18-year-old. But Dylan would never brag about this. When she does something, it's done thoroughly and correctly, and she acts like it's no big deal. But I know that when someone is as skilled as she is in multiple areas, there was a lot of work and struggle that went into it. When I first saw her on stage playing the drums, I was floored. But why would I be shocked? Because she didn't fit the stereotype of rock band drummer? It's students like Dylan that carry our school. They work, they perform, they value others, and they bring us to a new level of excellence. She made my perceptions change in so many ways, and Dylan, through her hard work, has fully earned her place at Washington University next year. She made us better. Thank you, Dylan. Davion Howard was on News Channel 5 last night. He also transferred from Riverview, and I remember the first day he showed up here in the summer. I greeted him and welcomed him in the hallway. Well, it seems as if he never left that hallway, because every time I left my office, he was still out there. Of course, I am exaggerating a bit, but Davion's always been one of the most likable students I've ever been around. He tested me, for sure, at times, and I was on him, because I always thought he could do better. But through it all, I always appreciated his kindness to me, even when I may have been hard on him. I challenged him to push himself and make his best effort become his normal effort. Davion is another Joe's Place graduate, and he's headed to Central Missouri University next year. Joey Biondo likes to wear tank tops when it's 10 degrees out. He probably has one on right now underneath his cap and gown. He likes to kiss his biceps in the hallways, and at first meeting, you may think he's a jokester all the time. You may not know this, there's a lot more to him. He studies 2 to 3 hours every night. He works out like crazy to earn those biceps. And he's also headed to Washington University on a full academic scholarship next year, which he earned via his intense academic work. Don't judge him from the image of him kissing his biceps, because you'll miss something great. Congrats to you, Joey, and good luck at WashU. Class of 2016, I am really good at taking things for granted, and that's not a good thing. As I look out today, I know that you have done what you've done for us, and I'm really grateful. I don't take your efforts or who you are for granted. Remember, you're forever an MRH Blue Devil. You have a bright future, and I pray that you'll find dignity in your future profession and take time not just to serve yourself and your family, but to be a blessing to someone else. As I wrap up, remember, have the goal of making reality better than your dreams, and here's 3 ways. Number 1, recognize there's always a duality to everything in life that values things at a deeper level. Number 2, we can't judge everything in life from our own individual, limited perspective. And number 3, it's never over till you give in or you give up, no matter how old or how down you think you are. Graduates, thank all of you. Love all of you. I'm 100% behind you. Hope you have pride in what you've accomplished here at MRH High School, your alma mater. When you grab the diploma in a few moments, be proud, but act like you expected this to happen. Recognize that now it's in its rightful place in your hand. Know that a high school diploma, it's a great thing, but it's not enough. Your education must continue some way, shape, or form. Also, all of this is not just about you. So many people here have poured into you, and I hope you take the time to show your gratitude to them today. You're an MRH Blue Devil, we achieve, that's what we do. For the last time, hoods off, pants up, act like you love yourself. Class of 2016, we love all of you. I congratulate you on this magnificent achievement. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite our valedictorian, Ellen Vandermeulen, up to the stage.
Well, good evening and welcome to our cherished guests, our illustrious faculty, and of course, the colorful class of 2016. Please make yourselves comfortable while I talk at you, and be as sneaky as possible when checking your phones. Now, I wanted this speech to truly reflect my experience in the past 3.5 years at Maplewood Richmond Heights High School. So naturally, I procrastinated writing it until the last minute possible. I also filled it with nerdy jokes and references most of you won't understand. To those of you who aren't huge nerds like me, I deeply apologize for the following. Looking back at the high school experience, I noted it was very similar to Frodo's journey to Mount Doom. Freshman year, the gravity of the quest still hadn't sunk in yet. You were still worried about getting second breakfast and whether or not it's cool to look smart. Dumping a ring in a lake of lava, or completing a college application, was a problem for another day, far in the future. Then, suddenly it's sophomore year, and bam, you're forced to take detours into the mines of Moria and realize Saruman totally isn't your friend. The Balrog takes a different form for every student. Maybe you were almost slayed by organic chemistry, or perhaps you nearly perished reading Julius Caesar. But if you're sitting here, then you, like Gandalf, smote your enemy's ruins upon the mountainside and became 10 times more powerful, or whatever. Junior year brings us to the first true battle, Helm's Deep, or in our case, mandatory statewide testing. It's also the year when many of us learned, like the hobbits, that shortcuts make for long delays. But despite the 10,000 orcs and the mountains of homework, we vanquished the ACT. Senior year. Mount Doom is looming over us now. As application deadlines crept nearer, many of us realized that, in the words of J.R.R. Tolkien, it's a job that's never started that takes longest to finish. There were essays to write and stinking marshes to cross. But all the while, you've got Gollum leading you astray, whispering, "You've got plenty of time for AP homework later," or "Don't worry, there's no man-eating spider in this dark, stinky tunnel." Once again, due mainly to your friend Samwise or a fear of permanent unemployment, you triumphed and made it to Mordor. Your applications were sent, and then you had only to wait 3 or 4 months of soul-crushing torment for a university to accept your friend request. Maybe you received a rejection letter, or 6. Maybe you got caught under Sauron's gaze and nearly died of dehydration. Maybe your friend had to carry you for a while. Then at last, you got an acceptance letter. You reached the top of Mount Doom, the one ring in hand. But then Gollum shows up again to drag you away from the edge of success. You become your own enemy, saying things like, "The ring is mine. I don't need more education. I can just live with my parents and my precious forever." You, like Frodo, may have hesitated. Then, largely by accident, you cast the ring in the lava and clicked enroll, effectively signing away your life to a university for the next 4 years, and the next 20 after that to loan companies. Okay, that concludes the part of my speech based on Lord of the Rings, kind of, and the part where I talk about what has already happened. The question is, what will happen next in your epic journey? Now, as your peer, I'm totally unqualified to give you advice, but I'm going to anyway, because I kind of feel important with this microphone. We all, hopefully, have a long life to look forward to. My advice is to fill it with more than dull, petty nonsense. In the words of the wise wizard Albus Dumbledore, let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress, adventure. It's generally acknowledged that regret is an unpleasant emotion. So, be kind to your future self by not leaving any room for regret. As the doctor said, it's not the time that matters, it's the person. Some people live more in 20 years than others do in 80. But life cannot be lived entirely for your own amusement. The next century is not predicted to be particularly pleasant, globally speaking. As J.K. Rowling wrote in The Goblet of Fire, time will not slow down when something unpleasant lies ahead. So, in addition to adventure, strive also for responsibility. Accept your share of the troubles of the human race. This burden was thrust upon you much like the burden to destroy Voldemort was thrust upon poor young Harry Potter. You didn't create the problem, but it falls on you to fix it anyway. You are the chosen one. To many people, The issues like social issues and environmental problems cause them to balk. They back away. They seem to say, like Douglas Adams, "I don't believe it. Prove it to me, and I still won't believe it." Except they aren't being sarcastic. All I hope is that my classmates will be more honest, informed, and active than those people. The last bit of completely unasked for advice I have is simple. Don't let the old folks get you down. There is nothing especially wrong with our generation. We are no better or worse than previous or future ones. Remember this particularly when considering the new youth 50 years from now. If you do, maybe they won't look forward to generational turnover so much. I regret to say that before I end your agony, I would like to acknowledge some very deserving people, though not nearly all of the ones that I could. First, Mrs. Johnson and Mr. Harjarik. I thank you for your unending patience, efficiency, and goodwill help. Without you, I, and probably many of my classmates, would literally not be graduating or going to college. You have been essential to my high school experience. Thank you for everything. To Dr. Grauer and Dr. Myers, you are some of the most hardworking people I have ever met. It's clear in your every endeavor that you care deeply about your work, and we, your students, feel that. We have come this far under your leadership, and I hope I can speak for my class in saying that you have our deepest appreciation. To Kathleen Dwyer, I have spent the last 3 years in awe of your nearly inhuman level of activity. You inspire me in your ability to give equal energy and attention to a number of projects that would exhaust poor mortals like myself. What I appreciate most is that you descend so readily and so often from your superhuman realm of existence to talk to the rest of us. You are truly amazing. To Mrs. Breed Parks, my time spent in the garden will remain one of my fondest memories of the past 4 years. I have so enjoyed working with you and learning from you, and I admire so much your knowledge and confidence, and hope my life will be half as interesting as yours. To Mr. Welker, I am amazed you have put up with me for so long. Thank you for patiently listening to my many complaints, mostly about NHS, and for being a very understanding guide. It's easy to see that you love your job and that you truly care for all your students. Okay, let me now extend a final congratulations to the graduating class of 2016. To once again, and finally, quote Mr. Tolkien, I regret to announce, this is the end. I'm going now. I bid you all a very fond farewell. Goodbye.
It's my privilege now to present the graduating class of 2016 to our Board of Education. Distinguished MRH School Board, I certify that these students have fulfilled all the necessary requirements as outlined by the Missouri Department of Secondary Education to legally and rightfully obtain their high school diploma. This diploma, which they will receive shortly, can never be taken away from them. At this time, Assistant Principal Dr. Deanne Myers will assist by announcing all diploma recipients. We invite the Board of Education President, Nelson Mitten, and Superintendent Karen Hall to assist as well. Please be considerate of each graduate, allowing for their names to be announced and heard by all.
Row 1, please rise. Sydney Alexandra Adams. Ramon Herschel Agard. Shantae Moesha Bass. Tristan Joseph Belmisseri. Joseph Frank Biondo Jr. Samantha Rose Blake. Emma Miranda Bright. Patrick Anthony Brown. Trinity DeAndrea Bluey. Symphony Eris Cameron. Christina Marie Campos. Sierra Nicole Carberry. Faith Marilyn Clark. Kane Michael DeMeyer. Angelo Giovanni DiLorenzo. Logan Michael Doring. Kennedy Eileen Dunn. Maya Winter Ernestine. Maria Leontine Buckingham. Faith Desiree Ferguson. Nicholas Joseph Gantz. Raphael LaShawn Grady Liska. Isaiah Terrell Gray. Moniece Lachey Gray.
Delta wasn't on the right side.
Right now,
Row 1, please be seated. And row 2, please rise. Marianne Emily Hicks. Jessica Erin Higgins.
Let's go, Jessica!
Davion Martise Howard. Gervais Phillips Hughes. Jervon Edwards Hughes. Brianna Cardelia Jackson. Gabriel Jacob Jackson. Jordan James Akiji Johnson. Monica Grace Johnson. Gabrielle Elizabeth Cadlis. Kira Lee Kelsig. Taylor Dan Kennedy. Dylan Marie Kiefer. Amber Rashay King. Gabrielle Tierra Kirkland. Zachary Anthony Kotkamp. Tia Lachelle Littleton. Jared Andre Luster. Denise Marie Lyons. Milo Cosimo Massa. Mina Ray Mathenia. Mitchell William Matthews. Alec Michael May. Andrew Philip Myers. Cole Jonathan Miller. Row 2, please be seated. Row 3, please rise. Riley Catherine Moore. Kyle Javon Morris. Kendall Jamal Nelson. Molly Jane Newport. David Meyer O'Keefe. Romel Howard Person Williams. Sarah Ellen Robertson. Lonell Aaron Roberts. Ryan Anderson Roberts. Zachary James Russell. Connor Chase Schwieger. Aaron Lynn Ship. Mercedes Renee Spears. Benjamin Douglas Speed. Jade Elise Stemler. Aaliyah Janae Stewart. Ronald Vernell Stewart Gibson. Tyler Anthony Tizano. Christopher Robert Tronacek. Cloud Siegfried Lynn Uter. Ellen Alexandra Van Zumulen. Jaira Lorraine Walker. Danae Nicole Walls. Anna Elizabeth Weir. Trayvon Anthony Williams Poley.
What do you want to do? That's it. Sorry. It was good? Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
Take a lap. Would all the graduates please stand? It gives me great pleasure to announce the class of 2016 has formally graduated from Maplewood Richmond Heights High School. Congratulations.
You ladies are fast.
Slow down. Let's slow down here.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. All right.
Not away. I'll be down in a minute.
Let's redo this.
Yeah, let's.
Oh my God.